Hi everyone, welcome to another Hatton's Model Railway SkillsCast session where we show you some of the skills you need to learn to really improve your layout and enhance your modelling. Now today we're looking at one of those things that a lot of people really don't like. It's a bit of a chore. It's something that you may not find fun at all, and it's keeping your track clean. It is something you need to do. It's an absolute essential if you're building a layout and you really want to make sure your locos run as exactly as they should and keeping your track spick and span to not cause any issues on your layout. So we have to do it. It is something that can be a bit of an issue, can be a chore, as we said, but there's various different ways, and a lot of them actually, once you get into it, are quite fun or therapeutic to do too. So I've got a couple of different suggestions here for you today, covering all budgets and a lot of the different scales. If you do have any questions, please put them down in the chat and I'll answer them throughout the stream. Otherwise, we'll get started and we will look at a couple of different ways to keep your track spick and span. So let's get started with the most basic, and that is the humble track rubber. These have been around for quite a while now, and all we are doing is just putting that on top of the track and then removing the dirt from it. The track can gather all kinds of dirt throughout its life, with it being the nickel silver that we see here. This can get carbon on it. You can get various other forms of dirt on there too. And with the track rubber, we are literally just pressing down firmly and rubbing that off the rails. You'll see that they do go slightly shinier there once we have cleared that section. The reason we're cleaning the track is to ensure the electrical conductivity. So between the wheels of the loco and the track itself, really want to make sure that we have absolutely no issues with pickups on there and making sure that our trains don't stall or stutter as they travel around the layout. So the track rubber is the one that you're probably most familiar with. You can pick these up from several different suppliers. They start at £1 each, and they literally do just rub along the track as I showed there and do push away the dirt and the carbon that ends up on top of your rails. So it will do the job. What you might be able to just see on the camera there is these sometimes can leave a little bit of residue and leave some of the rubbed off carbon. You'll see that it is a little bit shinier towards the bottom now, so it has worked. But at the same time, these can leave a little bit of the track rubber on the track too. So make sure you go over with a vacuum cleaner afterwards or something along those lines. So the track rubber is pretty much the most basic way to go with this, but also a really good way to get started. If you are modeling on a budget, you can pick up a track rubber from us, and we've got them for £1 upwards, and they will last you quite a while too. There's various different sizes. If you're an Engage modeler and you just need a smaller one for a smaller layout, or you can buy huge big track rubbers that will last you pretty much for as long as you need on some of the larger layouts, I imagine, as well. So what about if you don't fancy the track rubber? With it being an abrasive, sometimes it can cause very minor damage to the top of your rails if you do rub for too long. But at the same time, we can offer a different solution. We can offer Track Magic, and various other versions of this are available, but Track Magic's the one I'm recommending today. This is a cleaning kit with a cleaning fluid inside, and you do get the full amount of items that you need here. You get a full kit. These start at £9.50 for the kit. Let's make sure I've got every piece. And this is an alternative way to do the job. So instead of using the abrasive track rubber, we are instead using a full cleaning liquid, which again, we'll still rub on top of the rails to clean them, but this time it is a liquid similar to what's known as IPA out there. So you put that through the pipette into the little bucket and then into the bucket, and then just wipe that onto your track as per so, and that will then clean the rails as you go. So exactly the same sort of rubbing motion that we've got there, pressing down firmly to make sure the liquid goes on, using a cotton bud afterwards to make sure that liquid is cleaned up. This is also a great option for point work. You can use the little brush that's provided to get inside just on the sides of the rails there, where we need to make sure the electrical conductivity is there just as much as it is on top of the rails. So you'd go across the different blades on your points and clean that over too. So that is the second option that we've looked at today. And as mentioned by Richard, this is a solution that doesn't leave little bits of the track rubber still on the track, which you can hoover up or you can remove should you wish. But this, with it being just a fluid, just goes straight on and leaves no residue afterwards. If you do find you've put on a little bit too much of the fluid, you can just take that off with a cotton bud or a piece of kitchen towel as well. So that's one method I would take a look at. You can buy the bottles on their own, but then you can also buy the accessory packs, which are £6, which come with replacement cleaning pads and some other parts in there, should you wish to use quite a lot of this. And this bottle will last surprisingly long. We do larger bottles than this that are available, but this will last quite a while, especially on a medium-sized layout. So you're certainly not picking one of these up every 2 minutes or so to refill. So a great cost-effective solution if you don't want to go down the track rubber route. I'll just move that out of the way. And then we'll look at our third option, which is the Tidy Track. Now, this is a little bit of a combination of both. As you'll see on this image here, this is a track rubber again, but this does have the cleaning fluid inside it. And you'll see this big handle that comes away. Now, this is ideal for some of those harder to reach places, maybe inside a tunnel or under a station canopy, where you might cause some damage to the detailing if you're reaching in directly with your arms to clean with the track rubber or the track magic. These have the pivoting head that you'll be able to see just in front of me here. It's just under a foot or so long, so you can really stretch into those hard to reach places and clean some of the parts in there. So great for those of you who do have tunnels or large stations that you do need to clean. That again is used with the fluid that comes with it. You can use it with an abrasive fixture too. So you've got both options there, whether you prefer the traditional track rubber or whether you prefer the cleaning fluid. You can use both of them with the Tidy Track. And that starts at £33.50. It does come with a head that works on OO and HO gauges, but you can buy alternative ones for N gauge on there too. So that's a great option for you guys who have some of those hard to reach places. But what about those of you who just can't reach at all? Maybe your layout goes quite a distance where no arms can reach. You need to take something in there to be able to clean it. And now we're going to have a look at some of the rail vehicles. These, as well as looking quite fun, do have a really good use as well. And this is one of the models that has recently come back into stock. I believe it's actually today it's come back into stock. So hot off the press for you there. And this is the Gagemaster and Pico track cleaning wagon. I'll let you get a close up at it now, and I'll show you exactly how this works. I'll just switch you over. And this has an abrasive pad on the bottom of the wagon. So very similar to the track rubber in the abrasive finish there. But this also has the full couplings on, so you can haul it or propel it with any loco in your fleet. And then that will clean the railhead as it goes along the track. The abrasive pad's designed to press down onto the rails. So you'll see there it is right against that railhead. So as it moves along, it's cleaning the track as it goes. Now, these aren't self-propelled, but you can push or pull them with a suitable loco in your collection. And the great part about these is that Gagemaster and Pico have put them into liveries that will sit absolutely fine on your layout. I've got a model here which is in the rail freight bauxite livery, so looks very similar to some of the four-wheel goods vans that were around in the 1970s and 1980s. And some of the later liveries come into the network rail colour schemes there, should you wish to operate one of these on a modern image layout. But even without looking at the looks and the finish, these are a really useful vehicle that you can put as part of a train. And this is a really fun way to keep your layout clean too, if you're sending out a train specifically to go and clean your tracks, as would happen in real life. And with them being a wagon, they can get to any single part of your layout where there is track. So they can get under those long tunnels or down through the station canopies or anywhere you wish to send them. So in double O gauge, you've got this and a yellow network rail version available. They're available right now for £34.50. If you're an N-gauge modeler, you have this Bogey Coach edition that you see here. These start at £30 and they're available now. And again, there'll be an edition in the future in a more standard BR livery for you modelers modeling the 60s, 70s and 80s. So those combine the abrasive pad of the track rubber with the features and the fun of operating a full train as well. So moving on a little bit further, some of you have already mentioned in the chat there that sometimes it's not just dirt on the rails you want to clean. You can sometimes get a little bit of other dirt. You maybe got a bit of fluff on your layout or some static grass that may have been left there or similar other items too. And that's where the next vehicle comes in. And this is the vacuum track cleaner. So this performs a dual purpose. Now, I'll give you a close-up again of this to show you exactly how it works. I'll just put you onto my spotlight camera. So you've got a couple of different methods of how this works. It's actually a dual purpose vehicle. First of all, it's powered by the track itself. So that will pull the power through the track, and then you've actually got a vacuum underneath, which you can just see there. So you'll switch that on the button on the top. That will then go along and brush up any dirt or items that are on your layout, and then suck them in as per a normal vacuum cleaner into this container here, which is really easy then to just go to your bin and empty the wagon as per so. So that'll take off any kind of loose dirt or residue or any other bits and pieces on your layout. The other fixtures you can add to this, you can add an abrasive bottom piece too, similar to the wagons we just looked at from Pico. So these are a dual purpose vehicle again. You can use it to abrasively clean your track, or you can use it as a vacuum cleaner to take any dust or any other residue off the layout too. So these again are a really useful bit of kit that are out there. They come in a couple of different color schemes. You can either get them in Dapol's standard color scheme that you see here, the Dapol blue. There are other liveries that are coming through, such as the network rail model that I have in front of me. So again, if you wanted to make this look like a more authentic test train or a cleaning train that's operating on your layout, this will do the job. So they come in double O gauge, but also in N gauge. I'll let you get a closer look at the N gauge model. This is in partnership with Tomix, I believe. So I'll just give you a close up there. And it's exactly the same principle, just about half the size. So you've got the on and off button controlling the vacuum, and then underneath you've got the vacuum area there and the pickups on the bogies that will operate that. So whether you're an N gauge or a double O gauge modeler, you can really take advantage of having one of these vehicles in your collection, and especially in an authentic livery for you too. So they start at £68 for the N gauge model or £70 for the double O gauge model. But again, they really do cover a lot of the different features that you can use on those models. But as we mentioned, there's something here for every budget, whether you want to start off with the basic track rubber at £1, and you can just see how much we've already taken away with that there. You can see the grooves and the dirt starting to come in, and that was just after a couple of passes towards the start of the stream. You can really see how much is starting to come away from cleaning your layout. Right through to the what we mentioned as the tidy track, which is the mechanism for getting into some of those really hard to reach places. The Track Magic fluid, and you can use the fluid with the wagons too, and you do get replacement parts for these. If you check out that link in the description, there's all the information you need to know on the models and the accessories. And then the various wagons that you can get, either with just the single abrasive pad on the bottom, or the full version with the vacuum, the abrasive, and the cleaning fluid heads too. So that's 5 different ways of cleaning your layout, and all of them will result in a fantastically clean layout, which is essential if you're running a lot of trains or even one train really. You've got to make sure that your track is clean to ensure the electrical conductivity between the layouts. There is a sixth method out there too, and it's one you can use. It's not one I'd recommend as much as the others, to be honest, but do take a look and it might be for you. You can buy electronic track cleaners, which are permanently plugged in. These put a high voltage, high frequency through the layout, shall I say, and do basically zap off the dirt and burn it away. It's relatively harmless, but it can cause some damage to DCC controllers and DCC fitted locos. So if you are going down the route of one of those, do have a look and a read into it just to make sure you understand some of the risks. With them being an automatic system, it is one of the easiest to maintain, and they certainly will keep your track clean without any manual effort needed. But at the same time, just bear in mind that they may cause some damage to items in your collection. So have a look at the information there first for more information. Otherwise, these are the methods I would recommend. There are a few different ways, and I'm sure some of you are asking, which is the best, which is the worst? And to be honest, it's really down to you. Some people do prefer the budget end and sticking with the track rubber and appreciate the manual labor of it, really. And it is a great way to do it without thinking of the cost. And it certainly does result in your track being clean. You can add an element of fun to it with the particular vehicles that we have on offer in N and OO gauge. Looking again at the versions with the abrasive pads and the cleaning fluids and the N-gauge model that we haven't got here today, but is available. The Track Magic with the fluid, and again, the little abrasive pads that go on the rails. All of them work. All of these methods will result in a really clean layout and locos running exactly as they should. There isn't really a best or a worst. It's the one that suits you. All of them are available right now from our website. You can check out the full link in the description, and everything you see here today is available to order right now as well. There's full descriptions, full guides on how they operate on there. I've covered a little bit of the basics here for you today, but the choice is yours. You may have a favorite system of your own. You may use a different system that we've not covered here today. And if you do, please do let us know in the comments. We'd be more than happy to learn some different methods. But the main thing I want to say is there isn't a right or wrong answer as to which of these you choose. As long as you have one, or you can even double up on them. You can have some of the wagons and the cleaning fluid, which is a really good solution if you want to make sure your tracks are clean. But as long as you've got something from this range to keep your layout clean, you will have absolutely no issues with keeping your locomotives running on your layout for many years to come. So I hope you've enjoyed today's stream. I hope you've learned a little bit more about keeping your track clean, why we need to do it, and some of the best ways of being able to do it too. If you do have any questions regarding the products that I've shown here today, please do get in touch with our customer experience team, or put a comment on our videos and I'll answer them after the stream. Otherwise, everything here is available to order right now. So click that link in the description. All the information you need is down there, including the prices and the product availability. I hope you've enjoyed today's video. Don't forget to check out the YouTube channel and Facebook page for more Hattons Model Railway SkillsCast videos and more besides. And I'll see you again soon. Take care.